Today we're going to talk about the Graco 4ever. I'm also going to cover information for the 4ever deluxe. I am not going to include information for the 4ever deluxe 5-in-1 just because I don't really know anything about it because it was just released recently. Cool seat though, check it out. When I get my hands on one, we will do a review. So first things first, you're going to get this seat and it's going to have something like this in a bag. Keep it safe, okay? Keep it with your infant inserts, keep it somewhere in a labeled bag that says Graco 4ever. You're going to want it down the road if you're going to use this to all of its full capacity. So I do not have the infant inserts because I did get this used, but it would come with infant inserts. I did put an 18-inch doll in it. She was too short without the infant inserts. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. This is as low as the headrest goes. It is, let's see, you can recline it a lot. So in certain cars, you're probably going to be able to achieve infant recline pretty easily. But that being said, I don't know what the infant inserts look like, so it may or may not work depending on your child. I know it's not reliable for getting a good infant seat or a good infant fit according to other CPSTs, so I would not recommend this from birth. The other reason I wouldn't recommend it from birth is that it only goes for 10 years. So if you're going to use the booster on this, you're going to have to buy another booster down the road anyway if you use it from birth, because your child's likely going to be in a booster past 10 and this seat would be expired. There's some other reasons that I'm going to say this probably isn't a 4ever seat, and we'll talk about that down the road in this video. All right, so we do have the headrest goes up quite a bit. We have rear facing and forward facing capabilities of the seat. It rear faces 4 pounds to 40 pounds and under 49 inches. And forward facing is over 1 year. As a CPST, I'm going to tell you need to wait till 2. It also forward faces 22 pounds to 65 pounds and up to 49 inches as well. Rear facing, you're going to need less than 1, or if you have less than 1 inch above the head, they've outgrown it. And there are some quirky forward facing rules for the regular 4ever. If you forward face under 40 pounds, so if you turn them forward facing before they hit 40 pounds, for the regular 4ever, you can only use recline 4. And let me show you what that looks like. So this, where is it? This is recline 4. It's going to be pretty bulky in a lot of cars, okay? In the 4ever deluxe, you get recline 4 or recline 5, okay? But you cannot use recline 6 for under 40 pounds. So recline 5, if you have the 4ever deluxe, this is not a 4ever deluxe, but the 4ever deluxe, you would have this more upright option, which is going to make it more compatible with more cars. And then once they hit 40 pounds in the 4ever deluxe, you have to put it on 6. Which is the same as booster. So booster recline and the over 40 pounds recline are the same. Now, on the regular 4ever, you have 5 and 6. Most cars, you're going to want it in 6 anyway. Once they hit that 40-pound mark, of course. It does become a no back booster. We'll talk about that in a minute. And yeah, so that's kind of the differences. Some differences between the regular 4ever and the 4ever deluxe. Besides the having more options for forward-facing recline under 40 pounds, which I just talked about, you also have a forward-facing lock-off. Now, I don't have that seat at my disposal, so my install video is going to be the 4ever. So for rear-facing, you're going to lock the seatbelt if you use the seatbelt. For forward-facing, if you have the regular 4ever, you don't lock the seatbelt. If you have the 4ever deluxe, if you have the regular 4ever, you do lock the seatbelt. If you have the 4ever deluxe, you don't. Check out my Graco SlimFit 3LX video. That seat is like that, and you can see how the lock-off works. That being said, this seat, the regular 4ever, I've only seen for sale still on Amazon, so it's definitely getting phased out. The 4ever deluxe is continuing to be on sale, and now there's the 4ever deluxe 5-in-1. And anyway, so here is your rear-facing recline. It needs to be in between that line for rear-facing. Forward-facing, there is none of that. There's the rules about which recline it can be on. Rear facing, you have 1, 2, and 3. You can use, it's all this blue right here. You can use those reclines at any age. In my car, I was not able to get it in the line on Recline 1. Some cars you're going to be able to. Recline 2, I still got a pretty decent recline, so a smaller baby would be able to use it, but again, this headrest doesn't go very low, so that's another concern. High back booster, we're going to take our back up like this, so you're going to have to unsnap right here and take your harness out. And then both versions do have this piece right here, and you're going to open it, and you're going to, I believe it's like a softer plastic or a silicone in the 4ever dlx, but it's in the same place, so and does the same thing. You're going to make sure these are loosened all the way, because that's not going to, because otherwise your headrest isn't going to be able to go up all the way. And you're going to move your chest clip up to here, and you're going to put it in. And then you're going to put these up like this and clip them in. The next step is that you're going to take this bottom pad up, and what you're going to have to do on both versions is you're going to have to release these rubber bands back here. Okay, and then turn it back on and moving it backwards. This is your top tether. Use it for forward facing. It is allowed in booster mode if the vehicle allows for it. If not, then you cannot use it in booster mode, but this does allow for it. So anyway, you're going to pick this up. You're going to get your harness straps behind it, and then you're going to pull your chest clip out, or your crotch strap out, and there's a little place to fold it down. There's a picture here how to do that in the base of your seat, but basically that's what it looks like. You're going to fold it into there. All right, and then you're going to replace all your coverings. Snap this back in place. Snap, snap, turn it around. And I'm going to feed my rubber bands back out through here. And the other one is right here. And while we have it backwards again, your manual has a slot to keep it in right here, which I love, because then you always have it with you if you ever have a question, if you're installing it in a car you're not used to. Manual is right there. This seat, lower anchors do max out for harness at 45 pounds. Rear facing, there is no lower anchor max. Rear facing, no lower anchor max. Forward facing, 45 pounds. You have to change to seatbelt. Again, in the deluxe, you have the lock off for forward facing. In the regular, you do not. Booster mode, and then the top tether, you can use the entirety of the car seat. So you can do lower anchor and top tether install, or seatbelt and top tether install for forward facing. Use the top tether. It increases the safety tenfold, like so much. Just use it. All right, so then I'm just gonna pull these straps tight so they're out of the way. This is booster mode, okay? The only thing the lower anchors and the top tether do in booster mode is hold the seat in place if your child is not in it, okay? If they are in it, the seatbelt is going to be over your child. They're going to be sitting in here, and then the seatbelt, the shoulder belt comes through these little red things up here, and the lap belt comes across here, and they both go down underneath here to get buckled, okay? And you're going to use the belt guide. No matter if your kid is, this tall or this tall, you're going to need to use a belt guide. Booster mode is 40 to 120 pounds. And 43 inches to 57 inches, and that is the booster, and at least 4 years. I'm going to say you're going to want to wait older than that, because they're going to need the maturity to ride correctly every single time. That is the minimums and maximums for high back and no back booster in the seat. Okay, so then your child now, they don't like the high back booster anymore. Maybe they're a little bit too tall for these belt guides, but they haven't maxed out the 57 inches yet on the seat. And what you're going to do is take the back off, because this becomes a backless booster. All right, so again, we had our harness. So what we need to do is, first we have our splitter plate. We are going to take our straps off of that. 1, 2, okay, that's the first step. Take our straps off the splitter plate. We're going to undo our rubber bands again down here, okay? Then I am going to you can take these out of up there, you can leave them up there, whatever. Doesn't really matter. All right, that doesn't need to, that's not really an issue. So then, see these red things right here. You're going to lift them up and you're going to pull them in till they touch. Then, now, I can lift my back off. And now I've only ever put this on. I haven't taken it off, so this is going to take me a minute. But, oh, it's not out all the way. That was the problem. So then my back just comes up. So, you need to make sure those red parts are out all the way. So, then you're going to slide them back out all the way so they cross over these holes and pop them back down. Your crotch strap stays folded in place. Your splitter plate now stores in this spot right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull your tightening strap all the way out so it's all the way tight, and then you're going to fold your splitter plate down into this little cubby for it. And then you're going to take this and you're going to replace the straps on here, okay, and then you're going to fold it down over here, and there's some more little ones that weren't being used and they go around the outside here. And now you have your booster. Looks like this. It does need to remain in booster position over here on 6. So it's going to sit on your seat like that. You still have your cup holders. Their shoulder belt is going to come down. And if they are not tall enough for the shoulder belt to sit on their shoulder blades like this and the lap belt across their lap, you're going to take this, the one that came with your seat, and you're going to now hook it onto here. And there is a little hole kind of where the splitter plate is. That's where it's going to go. It's going to go get thread through there. Comes through. There's a little loop at the end. And then you're going to pull it through. Okay? Then that's going to come up through this hole. Right here, there's a hole at the back of your seat. That's going to come up through it. Okay? Actually, I think it comes up through this one. Sorry, guys. Having trouble getting it through, but I believe that's too far forward. But anyway, you're going to put it up through this slot at the back. And then you're going to, this is going to be behind your child, okay? So it's going to go up like this from this back slot right here and go behind your child. And this holds the seatbelt right at their shoulder like this, okay? Like that. So it goes right here. It holds the seat, brings the seatbelt down so it comes across their shoulder blade instead of being up here by their ear. And then same thing, your lap belt is going to come up one side and then the lap shoulder belt are both going to go underneath the handle on this side together, okay? And buckle. You cannot use a lap belt with a booster seat, period. There is no booster seat on the market that allows you to use a lap belt only with a booster seat. It must have a lap shoulder belt. This seat can be installed rear facing or forward facing with a harness with a lap belt. That is safe. Once they get to booster age, you need a lap shoulder belt. It's just the way it is. Okay, so downsides of this as a no back booster. It's tall, okay? As a kid gets taller, they're gonna be really high up in the seat. Do they have coverage to the tops of their ears with the headrest? Okay. Are they comfortable being that tall? I mean, you know, like a 10, 11-year-old who is in a booster seat probably wants a more inconspicuous one that you can't see when, you know, when you drop them off at school. The 5-in-1 does come with like what's basically the Graco Right Guide that kind of pops out of this part once they reach 50 pounds. And I think that's really cool. That does make that maybe like a little bit longer lasting just because the Right Guide is like this thick. And then it does come with obviously belt guide again. So it helps bring the seatbelt down to their level. And an older kid feels more like, oh, my friends can't see my booster. That being said, we want our older kids to know I'm safe. I'm in my booster. It's helping position my belt so that I don't get hurt in a wreck. But this is a really, really big booster, okay? So I think that's one of the biggest downsides of this being a 4ever seat, being marketed like that, is that it's really not. Because If you have 3 kids, this isn't 3 across friendly. It goes up a lot in the front and down in the back. Some kids aren't going to really be comfortable there. A lot of boosters kind of go down in the front or are flat, more like the car seat. This kind of goes up, which is just interesting. So as a rear-facing, forward-facing seat, it's a good option. As a high back booster, yeah. No back booster, I don't know many people who actually use this through this phase because of the bulkiness of the seat. That's probably one of the biggest complaints. Also, if you like use this from birth and your kid's now 10 and still needs a booster, you still have to buy another booster. So it's really isn't cost effective to just get a convertible and then a high back booster, a convertible that rear faces and forward faces, and then just buy a high back booster for $30 or $50. Is it cost effective to get an all-in-one that does rear facing, forward facing, and high back booster, and then buy a $20 no back booster? The way the math works out, this seat's pretty pricey. So you might be better off buying a cheaper rear facing, forward facing seat, like convertible, or an all-in-one that just has the high back booster, and then just getting a, $20 booster. Or I mean, you used to be able to get them for $12. I think it's like $15 now for the cheapest ones. They all do the same thing. This does the same thing as the Costco Rise. It's like $15.99. So, there's, it's not really a forever seat. It just isn't. Very few people use all of it. And even if you do get to this stage and use this, you might still have to buy another booster down the road. Whether it was expired, or your kid doesn't want a bulky booster and won't sit in it. So that's just my 2 cents. I'm Sarah. I'm a CPST who reviews car seats to help make your search easier. This was the review on the Graco 4ever and the Graco 4ever dlx. When I can get my hands on a deluxe, I will show the install of that as well. But we pretty much covered everything that the deluxe has. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave your comments, questions. Happy to help. Check out my Instagram. It's @thecarsafekids. Lots of information on there on lots of different seats and car seat safety. Thanks guys for watching.